Hello! Here to discuss Amadeus now. It's me, your friend, Jeremy. Actually, I'm probably not friends with most of you. Although if you're watching this video, I might be friends with you. If I'm friends with you, hi. If I'm not friends with you, nice to meet you, I'm Jeremy. Now I'm going to talk about Amadeus, another one of my favorite movies. Although I might switch it off the list for American Beauty one of these days. I don't know. Amadeus is amazing. It came out in the 80s. Directed by Peter Schaffer, I think. No, that's the play. Directed by Milos Forman, who also did One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest and The People vs. Larry Flint. I have seen One Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I have not seen The People vs. Larry Flint. It stars two people that you probably haven't heard of. One of the main characters from Animal House plays Mozart, and then F. Murray Abraham, who's like in part of Scarface. I think he gets thrown out of a helicopter or something. Is also in the movie as Salieri. And the movie is about Mozart, but it's really not about Mozart. It's really about the universal... It's really about how people can love something but not always be good at it. It's like if you grew up loving baseball and you spent all of your life like loving baseball, adoring baseball, and then you get to the major leagues and you've worked so hard, you know, and you finally you're a good baseball player. Well, then you run into like this amazing baseball prodigy who like doesn't even try. And even though he loves baseball, he like barely works out. He is an annoying personality, completely abrasive, and yet he's unbelievable. Like he hits a home run every time he gets up to the plate or whatever, or it's something like that. Basically, it's about Salieri, who loves music and has wanted his whole life to be a composer. He dedicated his life to God. He's like, God, if you make me a composer, then I will love you forever, and I will never touch a woman and all this stuff. And then he runs into this guy Mozart, or not runs into, Mozart shows up in Vienna after Salieri sees one of his concerts. And Mozart is basically like this loud, obnoxious, impish, immature guy who's like a woman, well, sort of a womanizer. And yet when he writes music, it's like he'll just write it down. He doesn't even like do drafts. He just writes it down fully formed in his head, and then it's more amazing than anything Salieri can ever hope to achieve. And like the pain of it is Salieri can see Mozart's brilliance. He understands Mozart's brilliance, but he can never achieve it. And that, I think a lot of people can relate to that, seeing someone else that's so good at something that you want to be good at, but you can never reach their level no matter how hard you try. And they just seem to come by almost by accident. And it's incredibly well acted. Both of the leads were nominated for Best Actor at the Academy Awards. F. Murray Abraham won Best Actor at the Academy Awards. It's got great music. Most of the music I think is from Mozart. It's actual Mozart music. So you can't get too much better than that, music-wise. It seems like it would be boring. Like when you hear about it, you're like, oh, it's a movie about two composers in Vienna. That sounds stupid. And then when you see it, you're like, wow, I love this movie. I've never met someone who didn't really like that movie a lot. It's very funny in parts, very entertaining. It's just a great movie. It's really perfect. I haven't been able to see the original cut because the only version that you can like buy is the director's cut, which is actually supposed to be not as good. They added like 20 minutes of extra footage, and it's not as good as the original, apparently. I want to see the original. I can't find it anywhere, but I'm going to find it someday and watch it. It's so good. I've seen it a bunch of times. Just everything. The costumes are great. Every scene is just extremely entertaining.
Wrap it up.
So, anyway, you guys should all watch that movie. Even though it's kind of hard to find nowadays, it won 8 Oscars, so you'd think it'd be, like, really easy to find. But it's actually pretty hard to find. Try and find it online or order it from Amazon or something. But anyway, go watch that movie. It's so good. Alright, thanks.